I would say we're seeing some pretty promising signs this morning. Nothing crazy going on in the charts. We are seeing a little bit of green. SHIB is actually up about 1.5% to begin the day after doing our retest on yesterday's candle. But I do want to talk about actually a couple of things that have continued to stand out this morning. Some promising pieces of news, some steps forward in terms of SHIB fundamentals. We'll discuss all that and more in this video. So again, if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So that's exactly what yesterday was about across the crypto market. After our breakout and rejection, what we did see was actually a retest. We came down, we retested our longer term trend. This is actually a retest on this local breakout trend here as well. We saw this in terms of BTC. We saw this in terms of Ethereum. We saw this in terms of pretty much everything throughout the crypto market. And actually, I would say yesterday was a really good day overall. Despite being red, we saw, well, institutional money buying very heavily heading into this FOMC meeting. You guys can see $202 million worth of BTC bought over the last 24 hours. On the Ethereum side, $246 million purchased. BlackRock kind of leading the way on both these. Actually, it didn't lead the way on the Ethereum side. That was actually Fidelity, but they are doing some pretty heavy buying nonetheless. This is a great sign heading into this, but at the same time, what we're seeing from Shiba Inu on a fundamental level is some strength in terms of holders here. In fact, what we saw over the past several days was SHIB increase by over 1,000 holders, which isn't like a crazy amount by any means, but it's a very aggressive change from what we had been seeing the 10 days prior to that. So it's nice to see SHIB setting new all-time highs there in terms of holders. It's not long until we're going to cross 1.55 million holders. So that's a very nice threshold for Shiba Inu. But we are seeing some very promising steps heading into this meeting tomorrow between Donald Trump and Xi Jinping. I know we've talked a lot about this lately, but we actually saw China buy 180,000 tons of U.S. soybeans in the first purchase months ahead of this meeting. So, or first purchase in months. So this is a show of goodwill from China heading into this meeting. It seems like both sides, again, are very open to getting a trade deal done. And I think a trade deal between the U.S. and China would put a lot of the uncertainty, at ease. We'd probably see a lot of this capital start to flow back into the space. Now, we did see a little bit of a spike in gold. Gold's actually back above $4,000, so we obviously have to watch this. It kind of seems like a little bit of a dead cat bounce, maybe a rejection at that 20-day moving average. But right now, things are looking pretty good heading into this. There's not a whole lot to talk about, frankly, this morning. Volume's in a decent spot around the crypto market. I guess I really didn't look at open interest across the space, so let's do that. We have seen open interest drop actually over the last 24 hours. It's come down to $164 billion. We have seen $514 million in liquidations, and a lot of this was on the long side, just with the drop that took place in the middle of yesterday. Look at the last 12 hours, $60 million. That is tiny. We've had very light volatility throughout the crypto market. For example, today's SHIB's candle, the bottom of this was, what was it? 401,007. The top at 401,002. So this is not that much of a change here, but it's nice to see this green enveloping candle taking place. So we'll obviously see what happens here. We're still crossed on the bullish side on the weekly, on the daily. We're still obviously down here, which sometimes you need a little bit of a reset before you get into this strong weekly push, but we'll obviously see what the day brings. I'll definitely talk about the FOMC meeting conclusion once that does take place. We'll talk about how things progress as the day pops up. Just to look briefly actually at Shiba Inu here. Let's just see where SHIB is at. Bear with me a moment. Oh, it's nice to see SHIB actually popping back up here. Back up to number 55 on this list. And you guys can see that this setup is actually some people closing long positions. I'll take that. SHIB open interest down 3.7%, still weighted to the long side. So people are still confident about what's coming, but that's where we're at. I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see where the day gets us, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.